government has been charged of dilly-dallying with a number of bills deemed crucial for the implementation of federalism in Nepal. Even as federalism, which is still at a fledgling stage in the country, is being strengthened with every passing year, the government's lack of initiative in endorsing these bills is looked upon with suspicion, as experts too have pointed out that the coming days are challenging in terms of implementation of federalism. Good morning, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Several bills crucial for the implementation of federalism pending at the parliament. Experts say scenario does not augur well for the future course of federalism. Consumer committees fast turning into breeding basket for corruption. Budget mobilized in the best interest of leaders, employees and contractors. Police evict protesters who stormed and ransacked Hong Kong's parliament. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam condemns the extreme use of violence on the part of the protesters. And five-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams crashes out from the first round of the Wimbledon. Loses in straight sets to 15-year-old American qualifier Corey Goff. Let us now begin with the latest national political updates. Several bills crucial for the implementation of federalism have been pending at the parliament due to the lack of initiative from the government and the speaker. At least 10 important bills have been stranded at the federal parliament secretariat, while 19 at parliamentary committees. This has rendered the House of Representatives without a single business. It is almost 4 years now since federalism was constitutionally implemented in Nepal. However, laws required for the full implementation of the federalism are still not ready. Despite the urgency, the session of the House of Representatives has been put on hold for a week, citing lack of business. The bills for the National Security Council, National Human Rights Commission, Public Service Commission, Seeds, Drinking Water, Plant Conservation, Projects of National Priority and Passport have been registered at the House of Representatives. However, discussions on these important bills have been stalled for quite some time now. The Media Council bill registered at the National Assembly has also not been floated for discussion. Likewise, 19 of the bills forwarded by the House of Representatives have been on hold at the parliamentary committees for months now. Experts have opined the stalemate is a result of lack of coordination between the government and the speaker, in addition to the indifference on the part of the opposition. While the Guti bill registered at the National Assembly was withdrawn after widespread pressure from all quarters, the status of the passport bill that was rejected by the House of Representatives is still in limbo. Experts have warned that the indifference of the government towards such bills that are mandatory for the implementation of federalism and the lack of coordination with the speaker do not augur well for the future course of federalism. Consumer committees were formed at the local levels in a bid to encourage direct participation of local communities in development works. Despite the initiative taken to maintain transparency and accountability, a substantial portion of the development budget has been found misused, as these committees have been influenced by local level office bearers, staff and contractors. The formation of consumer committees is provisioned by the Constitution itself for the operation and management of projects at the local levels. Likewise, the committee is also responsible for looking after repair and development works. The concept of consumer committees was welcomed 47 years ago when the government involved beneficiaries to carry and install drinking water pipes. The laws to form and include consumer committees in small-scale projects were formulated in the year 2000 after successful results were recorded from the participation of the public in development works. Since then, 328,000 consumer committees have been formed across the country. 100,000 of them are of permanent nature. However, the influence of contractors, local-level officials and the high-handedness of suppliers have collectively resulted in the misuse of the development budget. Apart from the negligencies in quality and expenses, many of these committees have been found operating against the laws. Based on the public procurement rules, the consumer committees can take up projects up to 10 million rupees. However, several medium-scale irrigation projects have been found giving out projects worth 60 million rupees to these committees. The Department of Water-induced disaster management and flood control projects, among others, have been found issuing budget beyond what has been legally allowed. Likewise, a government report released 15 years back has itself stated the committee members are appointed based on nepotism and that the committees have contracted companies with personal ties. There is a general call for the concerned authorities to enhance monitoring to put an end to foul play. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has flayed Nepal Airlines Corporation's slack management and negligencies. Speaking at the 61st anniversary of the corporation, Prime Minister Oli stated that the government would not lend a single penny to the corporation to clear its pending loans. As Nepal Airlines Corporation approached the government to pay the loan amount of 24 billion rupees, Premier Oli responded by saying that the government would not leak out a single penny from the taxes collected from the public. The corporation had borrowed 24 billion rupees from the Provident Fund and the Citizens Investment Trust to purchase 2 wide-body aircrafts last year. Premier Oli had attended the anniversary event as the chief guest. At the event held in the capital, the corporation's executive chairman, Madan Kharel, had sought for the government's help in the financial crisis, while leader of the employee union stated the corporation's aircraft should be handed over to the Nepal Army. However, Premier Oli did not approve of both the opinions and stated the government would not leak out a single penny from the taxes collected from the public. The corporation had borrowed 24 billion rupees from the Provident Fund and the CIT to purchase 2 wide-body aircrafts last year. However, as the corporation failed to grab potential markets, the loan amount, including interest, has climbed to 37 billion rupees due to its failure to pay timely installments. The Premier criticized the corporation's leadership for failing to get adequate permits to fly and letting the aircraft stay grounded, and further warned of government interference if the situation arises. Likewise, responding to the suggestion of the leader of employee union, Premier Oli questioned how was it possible for the Nepal Army to operate system while the corporation could not. The corporation owns 15 aircrafts at the moment, with only a few operating. The international aircrafts have only been used for 8 destinations in 6 countries. The corporation has a discouraging 11.7% share in the international aviation market. Experts have pointed out political interference and managerial lapses as the reasons behind the corporation's failure. Eastern Rukum was established as a different district after the implementation of the constitution. Eastern Rukum is the only hilly district in Province 5, and the government has not been able to establish a district hospital as of yet. In this context, we had asked the locals regarding the problems they've been facing due to the absence of a district hospital. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
अस्पताल छैन राम्रो अब औषधि उपचार नि अब रामसँग त्यस्तो छैन नि त्यही भएर अनि अब हामीलाई सुविधा चाहियो
टाढा जानु पर्छ पैसा खर्च हुन्छ नजिक हाम्रो यही जिल्लामा अस्पताल भइदियो टाढा जानु पर्दैन थियो
दुःख छ के गर्ने कोही छैनन् केही छैनन् टाढा जानु दुःख लाग्छ नजिकको अस्पतालमा भएपछि राम्रो होला भन्ने लाग्छ अनि जान खलङ्गा जान टाढा भयो अब गाडीमा जाम भाडा लाग्ने भयो
खै त हजुर हामी गरिब गुरुबा अब बिरामी होइन्छ बिरामी भएपछि टाढा जाने पैसा छैन पैसा पुग्दैन खनी खर्च लाग्छ गरिबले कहाँबाट ल्याउने
हामीलाई गाह्रो छ अनि अस्पताल राख्नु पर्यो पैसा हुँदैन हेर्नु गरिब मान्छेको कहाँ पाउने
यहाँका चाहिँ जनताको जीविकाको लागि अहिलेसम्म कसैले पनि पहल नगर्नु दुर्भाग्यको कुरा हो त्यसकारण हामी सबैले यसलाई सहकार्य समन्वय गर्दै यो अस्पताललाई चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउन सबैलाई चाहिँ म विनम्र आग्रह गर्दछु
गर्भवती महिलाहरू सुत्केरी आइमाईहरूलाई लैजान निकै समस्या भएको छ त्यसैले यहाँ अनिवार्य जिल्ला हस्पिटल हुनुपर्छ
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, who is primarily responsible for the present crisis of Nepal Airlines Corporation? Your options are A. Political leadership, B. Corporation management, and C. Bureaucracy. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Several bills crucial for the implementation of federalism pending at the parliament. Experts say scenario does not augur well for the future course of federalism. Consumer committees fast turning into breeding basket for corruption. Budget mobilized in the best interest of leaders, employees and contractors. Police evict protesters who stormed and ransacked Hong Kong's parliament. Hong Kong leader Carrie Lam condemns the extreme use of violence on the part of the protesters. And 5-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams crashes out from the first round of the Wimbledon, loses in straight sets to 15-year-old American qualifier Corey Goff. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin airs at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day ahead.